For what feels like decades, right, the whole conversation about Africa's economy has been hung up on this one word, potential. But what if that whole chapter is, well, over? We're going to dive into a pretty groundbreaking new framework from strategist Grace Mumo that says, yeah, that discussion's finished. It's time to actually build.
So she kicks things off with this really provocative question. And look, it's designed to make you stop and rethink everything. Her point is crystal clear. We've been reading the same page of the book for way too long. It's time to turn it.
And this, right here, is her core thesis. It's basically a declaration that the game has completely changed. The new era isn't about what if or what could happen. Nope. It's about what's being built right now, on the ground. It's all about focused, disciplined action.
Okay, so how does this actually happen? Well, Muma lays out a really clear blueprint. And this isn't some vague 30,000-foot view idea. It's about pinpointing and lighting up very specific, high-growth economic corridors. So let's get into the mechanics of it. Mumo boils it down to 5 critical ingredients that absolutely have to come together in one place for any real scalable growth. You gotta think of it like a recipe, Where these 5 things meet, that's where you get economic magic. And where they don't, well, value just leaks away. It disappears. All right, so the first corridor she maps out is this incredibly vibrant stretch along the West African coast, basically from Dakar all the way down to Lagos. She sees this as ground zero for mixing all that amazing cultural capital with direct access to global markets. Let's dig into this a bit. The advantages are huge. You've got these booming creative scenes, you've got the sea access, but the execution part, those are the non-negotiables. Things like payment systems that actually work across borders. And this is a big one, enforcing IP rights right at the port to stop the knockoffs and make sure creators get paid. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Momo is completely reframing what a port even is. They're not just boring spots for shipping containers. No, they are the highways where culture, stories, and creativity get turned into cold, hard cash. That is a powerful, powerful shift in thinking. Okay, let's head east for corridor number 2. This one connects Nairobi, Addis Ababa, and Kigali. Mumo calls it Africa's digital leverage zone. And the name says it all, right? Its success won't be built on concrete and steel, but on the power of digital platforms. The big edge here is that the region is already home to some of the world's best mobile money systems. Plus, it's close to key policymakers. So it just makes sense that the to-do list is all digital. We're talking about building a real Pan-African payment backbone, secure digital ID, and getting those IP registries online. And for our third corridor, we're going south. This one connects Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Gaborone. The key advantage here, Mumo says, is its deep, deep history in structured, high-quality manufacturing. Now, the crucial play here is all about vertical integration. So what does that mean? It means you control the whole shebang, from the raw material to the final, beautiful luxury product, whether that's jewelry, wine, or high-end fashion. It's about owning the entire story of quality, from start to finish. All right, so that's the theory. But how does this blueprint play out in the real world? Well, let's look at how it's already completely revolutionizing a multi-billion-dollar industry, luxury travel. This is where the abstract ideas get very real, very fast. And look, the data here is just so clear. The market is screaming a message at us. People are spending money on doing things, on experiences, on stories, twice as fast as they're spending it on old-school luxury stuff. People are voting with their wallets for meaning. I mean, this just perfectly illustrates the huge shift that's happened. Luxury used to be about a thing you could buy and show off. Now, the new luxury is a story that you have, a moment that's impossible for anyone else to copy. We've gone from the luxury stay to the luxury story. So who is this new traveler? The numbers are just staggering. I mean, look at this. The huge majority are looking for personal growth, for real, authentic cultural experiences. I love how Mumo puts it. These people aren't tourists anymore. They're experience collectors and transformation hunters. They're looking for something way deeper than just a vacation. So why is Africa perfectly positioned to just dominate in this new era? It's because of these 5 pillars. Mumo calls this Africa's competitive moat, a unique set of advantages, like deep heritage for storytelling and leadership in regenerative travel, which is about leaving a place better than you found it. These are advantages you just can't replicate anywhere else.
Now, for any of these corridors or industries to really take off and last, Muma argues that you need some continent-wide standards. You can think of them like the fundamental guardrails on a highway that protect the whole system and make sure the growth is actually sustainable. And here are her 3 non-negotiables. First, you need infrastructure that ensures accountability and creates real jobs. Second, something she calls sovereign digital rails to control where the value flows. And third, you have to fiercely defend the cultural IP, the stories, the designs that this whole new economy is being built on.
Let's just zoom in on that second one for a second, because it's so important. Sovereign digital rails. What does she mean? It's actually pretty simple. It's about owning the pipes. It's about building payment and data networks that are owned on the continent to make sure that the wealth generated in Africa stays in Africa. And man, this quote is just such a powerful warning. Her point is so sharp. If you don't own and control your own infrastructure, any progress you make isn't real independence. It's just dependency dressed up in modern clothes. This is a core economic strategy.
So, okay, the corridors are mapped out. The standards are set. The opportunities are right there in plain sight. But Mumo says there's one last, absolutely essential piece you need to make this whole blueprint come alive.
So what is it? What's that final ingredient? What's the catalyst that takes all these strategies, ties them all together, and turns a plan on paper into reality on the ground? The answer is so simple, but it's also profound. It's leadership. But listen, not just any kind of leadership. It's a specific kind. Leadership that moves faster than the opportunity, that's actively out there shaping the future instead of just reacting to the present.
Ultimately, Mumo's blueprint is way more than just an analysis. It's an urgent call to action. That long era of just talking about potential, it's over. As she says, the era of delivery is here.